Hey, what's up everybody? This is VisitJoan and today we are building the Carr family home from That Fateful Night. And this is going to be quite a different house building video because this is the house, I basically built this house from scratch, you guys. And it's not based on a pre-made family at all. It's actually a family I created in The Sims 2 way back when I was like 14. And that's kind of why, like I've said, Joanna is like 14-year-old me if I wasn't messed up. But, you know, it is what it is. And the Carr family has some basic, like, interesting history behind it. But I'll go into that later. Let's talk about the house for a minute. Like I said, I built this house from scratch. And you can tell because it kind of looks ugly. Like, for some reason, I just can't get the houses to look like, I think, like, when EA builds their pre-made houses, they look, okay, they're not perfect, but they look good. They look like houses. They look interesting. And it's not that all I can build is just a box. It's just, like, the houses I create are just, like, not all that, like, realistic looking. It's just like, what the heck? And I know a lot of people think that the EA houses are terrible, and there are some creators on YouTube who make these fabulous houses that, I really do. But anyway, I based this house on, like, kind of like my dream house. Well, not really. Some of the ideas are kind of like my dream house, but a part of it, too, was based on, like, the house from The Sims 2, like the purple siding. That's what I put on the house in The Sims 2 that I built. And it has 3 floors, like the house on The Sims 2 that I built. And the 3rd floor was, in the original house, was kind of just a playroom, I guess. I don't even know. So basically, when I furnished this house, I kind of, because, basically the Carr family is, because like I said, Joanna is based on me, but is not me. And so, like, the Carr family is kind of based on my family. So, like, their mom is based on my mom. Their dad is based on my dad. But they're not exactly the same. And so when I built this house and furnished it, I furnished it with objects based on kind of the objects that are in my house. Like, okay, like I put a bird feeder in the yard because my parents actually have a bird feeder in the yard. And, they should have done something funny with the bird feeders. They should have put, like, a squirrel trying to get at the bird feeder. That would have been hilarious because, honestly, squirrels on bird feeders are more entertaining than birds on bird feeders. Like, my parents have tried to squirrel-proof this bird feeder, but, just the other day, there was a squirrel standing up on his little hind legs, like, how am I gonna get up there? And it was, like, driving him nuts. He was, like, climbing up the pole, and when he would reach the baffle, he would try to jump from the pole and get on the other side of the baffle, and that didn't really go over well, and he fell down on the ground. He'd get back up, and he'd be, like, wandering around and trying to get on, like, one of these chairs that my parents have on the back deck to try and figure out how to get up there, try to climb up the umbrella to see, oh, can I jump here from the umbrella? But eventually he figured out how to get on there, and my mom, it kind of drives my mom and dad nuts because, they really don't, they want birds on the bird feeder, but honestly, squirrels on bird feeders are just, like, 10 times funnier. But anyway, so yeah, so there, back to what I was saying. I put the bird feeder out there. I put a clothesline out there because my mom does like to hang clothes after she washes them outside, especially if it's, like, in the summer and it's, like, really, really nice out. And I put, like, swings out there because, let's face it, Joanna would have to have a swing in her backyard. It like, wouldn't be really feasible for her to not have that if she really is based on me. They also have a trampoline in their backyard, but guess what? They don't have trampolines in The Sims 4. I kind of did a little bit different in the kitchen. I know I tried to make, like, every kitchen different, but I try to, whatchamacallit? Oh, geez, I'm blanking on the word here. Like I said, I try to make every kitchen a little bit different, but this one I kind of experimented a bit. I put, like, I shrunk down some decor and put it, like, in between, like, the cabinets and stuff like that. And also, like, I was kind of, when I was furnishing this house, I did something kind of funny. Like, I had a whole room planned to be, like, an office room, because there's one room in my actual house that's, like, the computer room. And that has, well, not this computer I'm at right now. That's on the dining room table, don't ask. But there's, like, all these other computers in there. That's where my new computer is, and that's kind of where the computers were growing up. So I kind of made, like, a little home office. And then for some reason, I forgot that they made that, and I stuck a computer in the living room. Because I do remember one time when we were, like, revamping the computer room or something like that, we did have a computer in the living room. So I stuck the computer in the living room like I usually do, and all of a sudden I remember, oh wait, that's supposed to be the office. Oh, shoot. So that's why I kind of have more than one computer in there. Anyway, I really like those, like, bay window type things, so that's why I put one in Joanna's room and a couple in the house in general, just because I really like those things, and I kind of like one of those bay window seats. I would really love to have that in my room, so I just put that in there. There are mixed match chairs in the dining room because, at the table I'm sitting at right now, there's mixed match chairs, and there was like a funny story behind that. Like my parents bought like 2 chairs, and then they went back to try and buy another matching 2, and they didn't have the matching chairs. So we have 4 chairs, 2 are one style and 2 are the other style. But you know, it never really bothered me because that's the way it's been my whole life, you know. So that's why I put like mismatched chairs in the dining room, and I put like a little laundry nook in there, and I'm trying to remember what else I did now. But I normally don't put I put like the speaker things, which is kind of what we have, but it's like sitting on like the desk next to the lamp. So that's why there's a speaker, a smaller one that I usually put in the rooms and stuff like that. But anyway, you guys, on to the Carr family. Now, they really had an interesting origin. And that was because when I originally made them, they were my family. And I put them in Strangetown so that I could find Bella Goth. I am not kidding. This was way before we knew that it was like a whole clone thing. I mean, I know that for the story purposes, she is in Strangetown, but as far as like gameplay goes, there are 2 different Bellas. I'm pretty sure everybody watching knows that. If you don't, just so you know, there's Pleasant View Bella and there's a Strangetown Bella, and story-wise, they're the same person, but gameplay-wise, they're not. So that was the only way I knew how, because I didn't really know how to screw around with SimPE back then. And I might do it eventually, but, you know, it just, I don't have The Sims 2 installed on the computer right now, and I kind of don't want to deal with that right now, so I'm just gonna maybe wait a little bit later. But anyway, you guys, so basically that's why, you know, I put the family in there. And I also gave myself a sister, because I'm an only child, in case you guys didn't know, and I figured, you know what, why not just give myself a sibling? So that's pretty much where the Carr family came from. And yes, I did have the Sim me at the time. It was a Sim me. Become friends with Randy and Kelly. And that's kind of where the original idea for That Fateful Night came from. It has changed a lot since then. I mean, and I'm still changing it a little bit. Like, I really don't want, you know, Joanna. Like, originally I had Joanna looking for Bella. But I kind of just don't like that idea anymore. I kind of want her to be just, you know, at the right place at the right time. You know what I mean? And I really do want to change that, but I just haven't gotten around to it. And I just put up the new site and all of that stuff. I don't know when you guys are watching this, but at the time I'm watching this right now, I just put up the new site like a couple weeks ago and all of this other stuff. And I just don't want to screw with it right now. But anyway, you guys, so basically the Carrs, they moved to Strangetown. They are not from Strangetown. They're actually probably from somewhere in the Midwest, because that's where I'm from. But anyway, you have the parents, Nathan and Miranda. And yes, they do start with the same letters as my parents' first names, but I'm not going to be telling you that. But anyway, they are software engineers. And no, that does not mean like train engineers. Like, I literally went to college with a girl whose family, you know, when she said, oh, I'm going to study engineering, they're like, what is that, train engineers? But no, software engineers are not train engineers. Software engineers make computer programs. And that is pretty much what my dad did, and my mom too. And that's basically what Nathan and Maria do. And basically, you know, they were offered a job at the science facility in Strangetown. Because, you know, they have all these complicated machines to do scientific research and all that stuff. But somebody has to update the program. Somebody has to maintain the program. Somebody has to create the programs. And that's what Nathan and Miranda do. So they were basically offered a job in Strangetown kind of suddenly. And, you know, I think Nathan was kind of all on board for moving. And Miranda's like, I don't know. It's in Arizona. It's going to be really hot in the summer. Like, oh my goodness. Like, my parents used to live in Texas. And they left after 3 years because it was so freaking hot. So I feel like Nathan would have been willing to give it a chance. But Miranda was like, I don't know. I really, honestly don't know about this. It's like she was just really concerned about the weather. But basically, it turned out to be an offer too good to refuse. And the benefits pretty much outweighed the weather and all the other stuff. So they packed the family and they moved halfway across the country. And they moved in the middle of Joanna's 8th grade year, that winter break. And so in That Fateful Night, she pretty much had just met Randy and Kelly and were hanging out with them when, you know, she happened to come across Bella. And I'll get to that in a little bit. But anyway, Joanna, like I said before, is basically 14-year-old me, except she didn't have all the problems that I had. And trust me, I have like a ton of problems. I don't want to go into it right now. A lot of which I have actually worked on and overcome. But Joanna, she's just normal, okay? She's basically a creative person, kind of like I am, and a music lover. I think those were the 2 traits I gave her. But anyway, she was the one that technically found Bella Goth. And like I said, it was like, I want to make it like just this like an accident that she was the first one that saw Bella, but it kind of like launched her into like, you know, the public eye that she just didn't want to be in. And it was kind of like for a while, like, oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. But once that, you know, settled down, she really adapted to life in Strangetown and her new friends. And she kind of likes that she doesn't have to wear a coat anymore, except kind of maybe at night, because it really gets cold in the desert at night. And as for her sister Allie, well, the story behind this is, like I said, I just gave myself a sister because I felt like it, because, you know, I mean, you don't want to get me started about being an only child. I'll probably get into it in a much later video, because, you know, Mortimer is also an only child. Fun fact. But anyway, Allie, basically, I got her name from The Land Before Time 4. There was another long neck named Allie that was friends with like Littlefoot. And you know, like basically like back when I was like in 2nd grade, I tried to change my name to Allie. It was kind of funny because it didn't go well. I remember the music teacher going, "Do your family call you Allie?" I'm like, kind of not. And she's like, "Well, I'm not going to call you Allie until your family calls you Allie." Like the kids in school were down for it, but you know, it didn't last long, guys. It was just like a thing. It was kind of funny. But anyway, that's the name I chose to give Joanna's sister. And honestly, I really don't know about her. I think she's probably really good friends with Jan Curious, because I think they're in the same grade level. But, you know, like, I really don't, okay, that's it. I'm done, guys. I did not plan this part of the voiceover out at all. But anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this speed build. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more. And don't forget to check out That Fateful Night. Link is in the description below. And I'll be seeing you later. Bye!